Good morning. It's Jane from Chalk Mercantile and Surface Anthology. Hope you guys are doing well today. I've got another, this is a demo of gel stains. I just got these into the shop and I have been a little resistant to using gel stains, mostly because I work with antiques, well, not antiques, but vintage furniture that has its original finish on it. But there are times where I'm creating like a sign or something where I'm using a raw piece of wood and I want to have a stain on it. So if I distress down, I don't get the bright color of that wood, but I get a rich, darker color. So I just brought in Amy Howard at Home gel stains, and I have a couple of colors here, Kensington Black and Windsor Gray. And yes, they're both cool colors because I tend to gravitate towards cooler colors. But I'll be bringing in the warmer colors. Now, I also wanted to show you while I'm doing this, and I don't know how many of you have tried this, but different species of wood take stain completely differently. And also the age of the wood, and I'll tell you what I mean. Here is a new piece of pine. This is a very inexpensive piece of wood, really open grain, almost kind of foamy, not like old growth pine, which you're not going to find anymore. So that's why it's worth so much money. And when you stain this, and you'll see, it doesn't quite look like what we all imagine. It could kind of look like a uneven, kind of splotchy. I'm going to stain it anyway because later I'm going to paint over this. This piece of wood is a piece of antique old growth maple. This is really hard. It's really heavy. It's got a really tight grain. This is actually what my floors are made out of in my house. I built my house and we had old beams that had been taken out of barns. Sadly, a lot of barns are taken down. And I think it's really cool that mills are buying up those old beams and you're able to have them milled into flooring. And that's what I did. So you'll see how they milled it, and it's got the, what is this called? Tongue and groove? Oh, my husband's gonna laugh. But they put the joint on, and there's the other side. And when I had the floors put down, I didn't have them glued down, and they were a little upset about it, the guys doing the floor. I said, if somebody wants to yank these floors out someday and sell them, they'll be able to just pull them up. So they did really old school, and I had tung oil put down. I did not have them stained. So that's a little bit about me, though the tung oil does get a really cool amber color. So look at the difference in these two, right? So I'm going to open, one I have here is called Kensington Black, and it's beautiful. It's a warm black for sure. And I'll do the bottom one. I'll do the maple with the Kensington Black, and we'll do the pine with the Windsor Gray. So this is a water-based gel stain. I have never used anything like this. It's really beautiful consistency. It's kind of like pudding or yogurt, actually, like a full fat yogurt. Okay, so I'm gonna use this little chip brush. You know I love these. And I looked at the directions, and it says to brush on the stain and then to wipe it off with a cotton cloth, which is back when I have used stains, it's exactly what I did. So wow, when you first put this down, it could be scary because it looks really opaque. it has a very nice smell. It doesn't smell like, I remember using Minwax with my mom. She had some wooden shutters put in our house, and I remember those old kind of oil-based stains, which I think are still available. But this, you know, having a water-based stain is really nice because washing, cleaning up after using something oil-based can be a little intense. Okay, I'm getting in, there's still some of the old saw marks. All right, I'll get one more. Wow, it's really dark. We'll see how it looks when I pull some of that away with a cotton cloth. And I want to get everything at once because I imagine if you do it in, you know, you do a section, it's going to leave marks and look really patchy. Okay. And then we have the ends. And the other end. Let me know if you guys have ever tried a gel-based stain. I have a friend, Elizabeth, who absolutely loves them. She uses a different brand, but she loves them. Okay, so I just brushed on the Kensington Black, and now it says, naturally I made a mess, to wipe off the excess with a cotton cloth. So I have an old, I save all my old dish towels. Let's see. Ooh, wow. Ooh, it's really gorgeous. I love it. Love, love, love the color. Let me make some room here. Wow. That would be some floor. Well, that is absolutely gorgeous, if I do say so myself. And I am making a supreme mess, and I'm doing this on my quilting cutting mat. So let me wipe it off. But look at this color. I'm going to do one more pass. I'm going to go through a lot of rags with this, I could tell. On the top and the bottom. But wow, this is absolutely beautiful. It's like an espresso brown, black brown. Look at this color. That is stunning. And look at how it brings out the saw marks on top. I'm gonna do something kind of pumpkin-y now that I'm a grandmother. I think my grandson would love to see little Halloween things. So maybe some paintings of pumpkins down this piece of wood. But that color is stunning, and it would be absolutely beautiful as a floor. Now you do have to seal this, and you could seal this with wax, or you can use like a matte sealer. I wouldn't go shiny with this, though you could. It's just a luscious, luscious color. I love it. All right, now that I'm also staining my hands, let's try out the Winsor Gray. It's gonna look really different because we're putting it on a piece of pine with a very kind of splotchy, oh yeah. I'm washing my brush, and it is water-based, so that makes cleanup easy, as I said before. So now I'm gonna try the gray. Let me move all my stuff over. So this should be interesting. What else is going to be interesting is me finding there's some more dish towels to use. Okay. Let's check this out. I've got another natural bristle brush. And that's really, it's even lighter than I think it, there we go. It's a light gray looking at it right in the jar. Give it a stir, stir really well because these products settle just like paint. It's really got a beautiful, beautiful texture, I have to say. Okay, here we go. And you know what? I'm being really naughty. I am working out of the jar, and I always advise to work right, to pour some of it out into like a little porcelain cup or a bowl, because we don't want to contaminate it. So do as I say, not as I do. This is a really beautiful gray color. It'll be very interesting to see how pine takes stain very differently than the maple. And again, if you get old growth pine with a really tight grain, it's a harder wood, that definitely looks totally different than this. Okay, let's get the top. This almost has like a lemony citrus smell, which is really nice. Okay, and then the ends. And wow, this wood is just drinking up the stain on the ends. This would be great. Hey, Steve. Yeah, oil is intense. It's gross and it's just awful to clean. I just hate it. I remember using it and just throwing my brushes out because I would let them dry out and just not use it. Okay, the moment of truth. I'm gonna use one of these other rags because I think I'm gonna, let's close this so I don't spill it. Let's see if I can find, just keep rolling your rags around. Okay. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful color. I just love it. I wonder what this would look like on the maple. But you see how splotchy that is when you do the pine. But the color is beautiful. So if I go over this now, I can let this dry. It's gorgeous. It's like a silvery blue color. But if I let this dry and then go over it with paints, specifically milk paint, because I would want to wet distress down to some of the silvery color, it would be absolutely beautiful, because you wouldn't really use a piece of wood like this for the grain anyway. But these scraps, we don't want to throw them out now, and to make a little sign or something with it is really nice. So look at those color differences. Now remember, we started with the maple, which is, and it's antique, it's over 100 years old, so it's rich, it's a really hard wood. And then here is the pine. This is the Kensington Black, and this is the Windsor Gray. It's a beautiful color. Wow. So there you go, you guys. Those are the new products, and I always get new stuff in at the shop. chalkmercantile.com. So for you Surface Anthology followers, my shop is under surfaceanthology.com. Steve, you're so sweet. Steve is the most wonderful. Steve Usello has a, for you guys that are in Connecticut, he has got a salon art studio, like where he features different artists, including himself. And it's the Nest, right, Steve, in Guilford? Let me know. But I'll share a link to it. He's just the sweetest, most generous guy. And when my shop was open, he would come in and shop for me all the time and tell me fun stories about the salon. I used to be a hairstylist too. Anyway, getting back to this, for you Surface Anthology followers, you would go to chalkmercantile.com for my shop stuff. So all my DIY, my paints, all kinds of stuff. And I carry a bunch of different lines. And remember, the Surface Anthology membership is opening soon. And one of the perks in the Surface Anthology membership is that you get a discount off of all the products all the time in my shop. So that's like a really nice perk, because in the membership, as we kind of deep dive into paint finishes, you'll see me use a lot of different products. And if you want to try them out, it's a great way to do it and not pay full price. So that's it, you guys. Steve is blushing and I can visualize it. Oh my God, he is the best. He is the best, and he is super talented hairstylist for sure. That's it for today. You guys have a wonderful day. You too, Steve. And I'll see you next time when we go over some cool DIY technique. Happy painting, you guys.